Hey everyone, Zach here with a quick PSA for you guys. We just got a brand new update of Pokemon Home. If I go out to the home screen here, you'll see right in that upper left-hand corner, it'll say version 4.0.0. And what this new update is it allows us to move Pokemon from Pokemon Legends ZA into Pokemon Home, as well as get ready for, behind my head here, Pokemon Champions, which is coming next week. Now, if you go into this Pokemon Champions option, you'll notice it's saying under maintenance right now. Obviously, the game's not out yet. There's nothing we can do. I believe this button will be where you can move Pokemon partially into Pokemon Home when the time comes. But that's not what this PSA is about. What this is about is a warning for you guys to be careful when moving your Pokemon between Legends ZA and Pokemon Home. Now, if we go into the compatible games, you'll see here Legends ZA has been added. Unfortunately, this update did not add any support for Fire Red and Leaf Green yet, so we'll have to wait a little bit more on that. But if we go into Pokemon Legends ZA here, try and connect, and we'll get a nice little loading screen where you guys can see my Pokemon Home in 1 second. Now I'm going to use the help of two of my favorite Pokemon to show this off. So we have a Mudkip here. This Mudkip, if you look at this symbol right here, this little plus, you'll notice that this sign indicates that it's from, I believe, either Pokemon X and Y or from Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. So definitely from an older game, not from anything new, especially not from Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, if you look at this Absol, which I caught in Legends ZA, you'll see it has this Mega symbol. That means that it was caught in Pokemon Legends ZA. Why is this important? That's because if I take this Mudkip that's from an older game and I try and move him into Pokemon Home, you'll notice I get this little warning. It says, if you save when a Pokemon has a question mark on it, you may not be able to move that Pokemon to other games. You'll see a little blue question mark above Mudkip. This is a warning that is saying that if I move them into Pokemon ZA, I will not be able to use this Mudkip with older games such as Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, and others. So, I'm going to illustrate this for you with both a Pokemon from ZA and a Pokemon that we have now moved to ZA. So say goodbye to this dear Mudkip from the past. We're going to sacrifice him to show this off. We're going to save this Pokemon into Pokemon Legends ZA. Hopefully it won't take too long to save. Otherwise, enjoy the nice Pokemon Home music. You can also admire my team building skills in my box over there for Pokemon Champions. Alright, now that they've been in Pokemon ZA, we're going to go back into Pokemon ZA once again. Another quick little loading screen. Enjoy the music. And boom. Now we're going to move both these Pokemon back out into Pokemon Home. We're going to save once more saving, more loading, more admiring my team building. Hopefully you think it's good. Hopefully I'm onto something. Maybe I'm not. There we go. And now we're going to go into a game that we know both Absol and Mudkip are compatible with. So let's go into Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. As we know, all Pokemon from Gen 4 and below are compatible. So Mudkip and Absol, both compatible. And when we go into Brilliant Diamond, you will see X's now on this Absol and this Mudkip. And if we try to move them over, you'll say your selection includes a Pokemon that can't be moved into this game. So there you have it. Any Pokemon that you move into Pokemon Legends ZA will not be compatible with games they were compatible with before then. Why is this extra important? That's because we won't be getting Pokemon Winds and Waves until at least next year. So if you would like to use some of your older Pokemon in Pokemon Home with any game other than Legends ZA before Winds and Waves comes out, you might want to think twice about moving them into Legends ZA, as well as keep in mind any Pokemon that you got from Legends ZA, making sure that you don't move them into other games as well. Now, we're still waiting to find out how this affects Champions. Champions has a bit of a quirky system where it's almost like a rental system. They're rented into Champions, so I believe it's still unclear whether this will affect older Pokemon and their ability to go back to those older games if you bring them into Champions, but be sure to stay tuned to GameXplain for more Pokemon coverage as we get into Pokemon Champions, which is only 1 week away. Alright, that'll do it for me. See you guys. Ciao.